Hi guys, Ashley here, also known as Italy Rant, and back today with another video. And today we're talking about Gossip Girl. I did not go to work today because I didn't feel like it, so I'm home. I woke up literally at 3 o'clock in the morning for no reason to not even feel like going. So I decided to got this free time, I can make this rant and then do some writing, and then hopefully later on I'll probably do another rant. I'll probably talk about season 6 because today we're going to talk about why Gossip Girl Season 5 is literally the worst season in Gossip Girl. And, like, it's just a really bad season. Now, I didn't write anything down, like, kind of like how I did for, like, reasons why OC Season 3 sucks, which I don't think I'm going to redo that when I get to my OC rants because I've already made a video about that. It's a 2-part video, literally. I got my water here. But yeah, I didn't write anything down. Like, I didn't write down any specific reasons. I'm just going off based on top of my dome, what I remember about the season and what I really didn't like. So there is no top 10 or like top 5. This is just based off how I really felt about the season watching it. So hopefully it's not that it's really gonna be long. But if I do forget something, I'll mention it in the season 6 rant. So I don't want my intro to be too long, sorry. But, okay, so, why I don't like Season 5 Gossip Girl. To me, one of the first things I want to mention is that this season was too damn long. Too fucking long. Goddamn long. This season had 25 episodes. 25. And there's not even a lot of good episodes in this season to me. I feel like outside of if it's not consoling Chuck and Blair, it does not matter. It literally does not matter. I do not care about the episode unless Chuck and Blair are involved. I don't. I can care less. And like I do think her and Chuck, they really did. They had like I think they had like some on and off interactions in the first half of season 5. But to me, I really feel like the interactions really started before the car accident in episode 9. Like, I think they had an interaction in episode 6 when he apologized for everything. But to me, mostly, I remember things really starting in like episode 9 when he came to her and said that he wanted to fight for her and the baby, and like, just because she's having Louis' baby doesn't mean she should be with him, which he's right. Just because, well, we all know it wasn't Louis' baby, it was Chuck's kid, but they want us to believe that it was Louis' kid. So, like he said, just because you're pregnant by him doesn't mean you should be with him. But she should be with Chuck because she's actually in love with Chuck, which makes sense. And we're going to get to that. We're going to get to them in this season. We're going to get to that. But to me, I thought the season was just too long. Too many episodes, and like, not a lot of episodes were interesting. And like, it was just boring. Like, that too. The season was just boring. It had like a very boring, snail pace thing to it. Like, I feel like to me when I do my rewatch, I can't watch this season. Like, I can't watch it through. I just can't. Like, a lot of the storylines were just completely non-existent. Like I said, I'm going past my dome. There is no reasons here. So, hope you guys don't get confused about what I'm talking about. But, like, it was too slow, too boring, too long, and, like, the storylines were just so non-existent. Like, Chuck and Blair were the only two who actually got, like, an interesting storyline this season. Rufus and Lily are still married, and their marriage gets nothing. Lily has a sister that we have not seen or heard of at all this whole time since she's been in Gossip Girl, except for a little flashback that we know she has a sister, but in present time, her sister is never talked about. Her sister pops up out of nowhere and sees, well, her sister hired Ivy Dickens, I'll just say, she hired Ivy Dickens to be Charlie Rose, her daughter, which that also don't make sense. How long has it been since Lily seen her niece? How long has it been since Serena seen her cousin? How long has it been for them not to realize that that's not her cousin or that's not her niece? Really? That just didn't even make any sense to me. That was like if someone is trying to pretend to be my cousin that I've interacted with my whole life. It's like, I would know if this is not my cousin. How y'all not know this is not who y'all related to? And then when they found out that she was lying about who she was, they still kept this bitch around. It was stupid. Like, that storyline didn't make no sense to me. Nate is doing nothing in this season. Serena is doing nothing in this season. She's doing nothing besides panning after Dan, wanting him back, which we will discuss when we get to it. Water pretty warm. Ugh, that water not cold enough. I hate warm temperature water, but like Serena doesn't really have much of a storyline. Like Ivy really came and like Ivy came in season 4, and like Serena was jealous of her for getting like the attention and things like that. For she was mad that Dan wanted her and things like that. Just being a jealous ass bitch. When is Serena never not a jealous ass bitch? Acting like her shit don't stink. Dan pretty much does nothing in this season. Dan is pretty much there. I mean, he got the whole storyline about his book. You know, people being mad about the adaptations, about what he wrote, things like that. But it's like, that's not interesting. Like, it's not interesting. Like, the storylines are really very surface level. They were not interesting. They were not engaging. Definitely not something to go and watch every week, which is like, I don't understand how people who watch this season were watching it every week, because I literally couldn't even make it through it. Like, when I was younger, yes, but now that I'm older, I just can't watch this season through. It's just too damn boring for me. I can't watch it. It's just a really bad season to me. And I feel like this is when I look up this season, I think this is when the ratings really started to go down. I think this is when a lot of fans were just like, Gossip Girl is just doing whatever they can to keep it on air. And it was popular, I get it, yes. But adding 25 episodes to a season that you didn't really have much, you didn't have nothing really engaging, you didn't really have enough storylines for it to be engaging for it to have 25 episodes, is absurd to me. I just don't get that. Season 6 could have had 25 episodes, because Season 6 was hella way more engaging than Season 5. Season 6 actually had interesting storylines. Very interesting storylines. Like, I think people were way too harsh on Season 6. Even me, at a certain point in my life, I was way too harsh on Season 6, because Season 6 actually has a lot of good storylines. Like, the storyline with Chuck wanting to know who his mother is. They revealed that his mother is somebody that Nate was sleeping with, this older cougar woman. And right after she reveals this to him, nothing is resolved. Nothing. They build no relationship. Chuck doesn't build anything with this woman. Turns out that she was the woman who gave him the blood for him to get through his surgery in the hospital when him and Blair had the car accident. And not even like the biggest thing in this season, that's like, that made no sense to me. Like, hold on, cause I'm not done yet with the Chuck and mother thing. The Chuck storyline with him wanting to know who his mother is, I thought that was a storyline that they just like gave up on after like season 3. And I hated that. And then for them to bring it up randomly in season 5, for it to be some random woman that Nate is sleeping with, it's just like, really? That's lazy. And like, they did nothing with it. They did nothing with that storyline after it was revealed that she was the one who gave him the blood, and it's because he's her son. Like you said, I've seen you in your underwear and bra in my hotel riding my best friend, and you think you never thought it was appropriate to tell me? And knowing that Nate was screwing his mother is hella gross. It's really nasty. Ugh. And the lady that they had to be his mother, like, that's not even convincing either. Like, that don't even look like that could be Ed Westbrook's mom. Like, I know you're not gonna find someone who looks exactly like somebody, but like you can find like at least some resemblance. Like even I would say Bart a little bit. Like Bart even look like could be his son. Like they look nothing alike. They don't have no real resemblance to each other. But the lady in season 3, that convinced me. I definitely can tell Elizabeth. That convinced me. I'm thinking like, oh, okay, this lady could be his mother. It's convincing. Sorry, I'm just thirsty. But like I said, they did nothing with that. Another thing too I want to discuss. Them bringing Bart back to life. Stupid. This is a complete waste of time and just totally unneeded. I did not care for Bart to be back alive and to know where he's been this whole time. I never cared for Bart like that in the beginning, to care about his whereabouts. It wasn't like he was just this great father and like everybody just shedded all these tears when he passed away. No, it's not like he was just this great father. He was terrible to Chuck. He was terrible to Lily. Like, why do I care about this guy dying and coming back to life? I mean, why does anybody care? That was stupid. That was a cheap way to keep people more interested in season 5, but I feel like it was just drawing more fans away. Like, that just wasn't interesting enough to keep people watching. Like, really, you're bringing Bart back to life? Oh, he happens to be alive this whole time? Whack. Whack. That's hella whack. Just very whack. And and that too. How do people not have open caskets? Like, was that not a thing in TV shows? Like, how do you not know that you didn't bury your father? How do you not know you did not bury your daughter? And like Pretty Little Liars, what the hell did we bury in that casket? Like, they don't have open caskets? Like, I didn't get that. Like Chuck said, what the hell did we bury? If it wasn't what the hell was it? Please tell me, a duplicate body? Like, it just didn't make any sense. None of it made any sense. And like, he tried to come back and like pretty much steal the hotel that Chuck built on his back and take away the Bass Industries and tell Chuck that men need to run the business, not a little boy. And it's like, what? Chuck has been keeping his business afloat. To me, Chuck, I would say outside of Blair, Chuck has always had great storylines. But to me, I did like the stuff with him and his dad. You know, him wanted to undermine his father and prove himself, not just to him, but to himself, that he can run a business, that he can be taken seriously as a true businessman. And he was. He had all this money coming in, this revenue, all of this without his father's help. All of this, he did that all by himself without his help. I did like the stuff for him and his dad. I did. I just thought it was just a cheap way of bringing someone back for like a big bad. Like, we need someone for Chuck to defeat, and it's like, why not his father? But I thought if they was gonna do it like that, then there was no point of them pretending like he was dead. They could have done it differently. They could have been like, oh, I don't know. Maybe they could have been like, okay, yeah, he's dead, but maybe you could reveal like towards the end, like the season, oh no, he faked his death. Making everyone believe that he was dead and then doing like, oh, he's not dead, he happens to be alive this whole time. It was lazy and it was cheap. And then when you don't have a real explanation on why he is alive, it gets even more worse. Kind of like Pretty Little Liars, where Allison was alive this whole time. They really didn't have no really good explanation on where the fuck she was, what she's been doing, nothing. They had no good explanation. They just did it for ratings. Just like Gossip Girl, they did this for ratings. Bart come back to life was stupid, and it was a cheap way to keep fans interested. So let's talk about the big issue with season 5 that I have, and that is the love triangle between Blair. Well, to call it a love triangle was crazy because it's more like a love square, actually, because it's like Blair's like involved with like 3 guys in here plus her, so that's 4. Let's talk about the the love square. I'm gonna call it a love square because I don't care what y'all say. It was a love square. Blair was involved with Louis, Dan, and Chuck in this season, and I had a big problem with that. I didn't like how pretty much Blair was just like panning Chuck along, telling him things, and then like changing her mind every 5 minutes. That shit got hella annoying. It got really irritating. One minute she's telling Chuck that she wants to be with him and that if they can just go away and just think about things or how they want to do it, they could be together. And then they get in a car accident. She changes her mind. She was ready to run off with this guy and forget about her marriage to Prince Louis. And then after the car accident, she wants to marry. She loves Prince Louis now, but she doesn't want to give Chuck a chance, Chuck an explanation on why she decided to end things, and she goes through with this whole fucking marriage while still telling Chuck that she loves him and that she wants to be with him. Like pretty much just like stringing him along, and like I hated it. I really hated it. I really did. I really, really hated it. And like, ugh, it was annoying because I wanted nothing more but for her and Chuck to be together. Because the back and forth, as much as I did love the back and forth, it got irritating because they just kept throwing people in their way, and that got really irritating to me. It's like, please just put them together. She has no convincing chemistry with this guy Louis, or any fucking chemistry with Dan whatsoever. I don't care what any of the Dare fans say. Him and Blair made no fucking sense. I'm gonna get into them now. With me, I feel like if Blair would have had just anything with Prince Louis, her and Chuck could have just been together from the beginning. On to Dan and Blair. This was the biggest reason why I hated this season. The writers deciding that they were going to put Dan and Blair together. This was so stupid. This might be probably the dumbest decision I've probably seen. One of the dumbest. I would say probably the dumbest decision. We just talk about teen drama wise. I would say probably like the dumbest decision I've seen in teen drama wise is turning Elena into a vampire. And I would say Dan and Blair is like a close second. A close third is killing off Marissa from the OC. Yeah. Those to me are like the three biggest mistakes you can make in a teen drama show. Putting Dan and Blair together was unnecessary. It was stupid. They had no convincing chemistry, physically or emotionally. I don't care what anyone says. Dan was just paying after her, waiting to get his opportunity. And I feel like Blair was just nothing more than a scapegoat because he still had these feelings for Serena. And I definitely think Blair was nothing more but just a scapegoat for him. And Blair dated him because he was there for her. So, I feel like sometimes if someone's there for you in the situation that she was in with like her being pregnant and like everything between Louis and Chuck, it was getting overwhelming. I feel like she owed Dan a chance because he was there for her. And to me, I don't owe anybody anything. You shouldn't be owed a chance to be with me because you were being a good friend. And I just feel like she thinks she owed him that. For her to tell Chuck that she loved him at the wedding, but then to tell him that they can't be together, that she can't be with him the way that she wants to, not right now. That she loves him, she's just not in love with him. Who in the hell believed that? Because I know I sure as hell didn't believe it. You love him, but you're not in love with him? I don't believe that for 1 second. And then for her to go to Dan and say that, oh, I told Chuck I can't be with him because my heart belongs to someone else. And I'm just going to clarify this right now. Her and Dan, their relationship got no storylines. Outside of, they have one whole storyline about their sex life being boring. That it just wasn't good. And like, basically, I think she just felt like Dan was too safe. So let me get this straight. You got to compare your ex in bed with the new boyfriend. You must really be, you're really over your ex then. You got to compare whose dick is better. Just saying. I'm just saying. How are you really over him? What you say you gotta compare who's better in bed? I just feel like you shouldn't be comparing on who makes you feel good in bed if you're quote unquote over that person. Like, and me, sometimes people just gotta get. I feel like, to me, you can't expect someone to be good and bad as the next person you were with. I think with certain people, you have to get them to that level of where they can feel comfortable enough with you to do those kinky things that you want to do. For them to just like, for you to expect that they're just going to do it, it's like really not a good expectation, because if they've never done anything like that outside of their element, you can't just expect them to do that. Like, they tried everything. When they had sex the first time, it didn't feel right. And then when she came there again, when she had the lingerie underneath her coat, they tried again. It wasn't good. It wasn't until they had sex in the elevator that it was great. It was great sex, and that's all I remember from the relationship of season 5, is that whole storyline about them pretty much having a really boring sex life, and that he not Chuck in bed. He don't satisfy her enough like Chuck. Period. Chuck is putting it down. And after that, Dan tells her that he loves her, and then we get the side plot with her basically admitting in her diaries that she's always had feelings for Chuck. Dan was just a great choice at that moment. And then her basically going to Chuck and him saying, Blair, I don't want my time wasted. I wasted this whole time chasing after you. If there's something that you need to tell me, you need to say it now. If not, leave me alone. So, in the finale episode, she goes and chooses Chuck, and like he said, okay, it was too late for her to choose him at that. He's probably over it. I'd have been over it too. Oh, so let me get this straight. I'm supposed to just have you now because you're ready. When the moment that I wanted you, we both wanted this, and now that you want this and I don't, I'm the bad guy. Like you said, I spent half of the year chasing after you. It's time that I focus on things that I need to focus on, and that's me and my business. Because I don't have time for you to keep wasting my goddamn time. Which I was on Chuck's side. I don't have time for you to be wasting my time. And, you know, Blair definitely should have. I will give Blair one thing. If she was going to choose Chuck, she should have told Dan that. She should have just told Dan that she wasn't feeling him like that. And it was obvious that she wasn't feeling him like that. She said she wanted to be in love. The next time she says those words, she's not feeling you, buddy. If someone says they want to be in love, when someone tells them those words, they're not in love with you. She definitely wasn't in love with him to say that type. She definitely wasn't in love with him. She got to say that. But Dan going to go cheat on her to get payback. Dan didn't fool me for a second. He didn't have to kiss Serena back when she kissed him. He knew what he was doing. But Serena recording them to get back at Blair for kicking her out, that shit was definitely not right. And him cheating on Blair because he was mad that she was going to choose Chuck, not right. I feel like if he wanted to break things off, they both should have sat down and broke it off. For them to basically just like, for him to cheat, not right. And for her to make a decision without discussing it with him, not right. But this relationship to me is what really drove me away from season 5 and why I can't watch it at all. I only watch episodes condoning Chuck and Blair, and that's it. I can't watch this season. It's too boring. It's too slow. The storylines are non-existent, and the only good thing about it is Chuck and Blair. Like, I can care less about anything else. I don't care about anything else this season outside of Chuck and Blair. And putting Dan and Blair together was just an scapegoat. It was just something they just like, oh, that's just something that we haven't done yet. Let's put them together. With no real reason, no real story, no nothing. It was not there. I didn't see it. And it made no sense. I don't care what any of the Dare fans say. I don't care how y'all feel. Get over it. Like, I know a lot of people say don't get worked up over someone else's opinions, but to me, I just feel like some people are just stupid. I feel like people just say a lot of things. I feel like a lot of people say, when people have an opinion, I feel like they say things to get people worked up, and then when other people have an opinion on what they say, they don't even have no way of justifying their opinions. Like, people just say stupid stuff online all the time. All the time. You wouldn't believe all the stupid shit I see on TikTok about a TV show or wrestlers and things like that. Like today, I was on TikTok looking at this wrestling channel, and they were saying, they were naming superstars. Are there any WWE superstars that you prefer over Seth Rollins? And when Triple H came up, they all said they prefer Seth Rollins over Triple H. You prefer Seth Rollins over Triple H? That is absurd to me. No offense. Say what you want about Triple H. Personal stuff, I'm keeping it out of this conversation. His character, his storyline work, the way Triple H is able to get heat off his opponents. Stop it. Seth Rollins is not touching Triple H on any atmosphere. Triple H knew how to elevate his characters, heel or babyface, but mostly heel. He knew how to keep his character interesting on TV and keep that keep that straight the fuck up. For them to say they prefer Seth Rollins over Kurt Angle, are you kidding me? And they make all these excuses about, oh, they weren't in the business for too long. It's too many gaps. It don't matter. He still had a career here. And we're gonna sit here and tell me you prefer Seth Rollins over Kurt Angle. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Seth Rollins, I used to be a big fan of him, but now I can't stand him. I can't stand his face. I can't stand him at all. Like, I want him to get off my TV. I want the break that Becky Lynch is taking. I'm gonna use Seth Rollins to do the next one up. I'm going to take like at least a year off because I'm tired of seeing him. I really am. I'm just tired of seeing him. He annoys me now, and like, he's just such a corporate puppet. Whoever WWE doesn't like, whoever the fans don't like, he doesn't like. Like, and that's like cheap shit. It's like, get your own mind and get your own opinions. That, like, literally, like, for them to say they prefer Kurt Angle over Seth Rollins is crazy to me. Crazy. Kurt Angle to me was a better in-ring technician. Kurt Angle was better on the mic. He's someone you could take actually fucking seriously, and like he's had a memorable feud, memorable storylines, and like he can balance between funny and serious. And like when he shaved his head, oh my god, did he become more intense and more aggressive? Like, I'm sorry. And then they mentioned CM Punk. They said, oh, I'll never take the CM Punk over Seth Rollins. Definitely. Any day of the motherfucking week, I'm taking CM Punk. Now, Seth Rollins might be better in the ring. Well, probably not anymore because his injuries are catching up with him. He's a little bit more stiff now in the ring. But I'm definitely taking CM Punk might not be the best person in the ring. Like, I will admit, he is a little botchy sometimes. Even as one of his fans, I'll admit that. He does have his botchy moments. But, like, CM Punk has had better storylines, better character work in his career. I don't care what anyone says. He actually has had actual gimmicks in his career over Seth Rollins. I'm taking CM Punk over Seth Rollins any day. Any day. Any day. So yeah, that was absurd to me. Like I said, just people just always saying stupid stuff all the time online. All these people wanted to defend, oh my gosh, why Dan and Bria was such a wasted potential couple? They had so much potential. It's like, ugh, shut up. Shut up. That was never gonna last. It was stupid. Just like a lot of relationships on this show were dumb. A lot of relationships on Gossip Girl was stupid. A lot of them. The only couples that I actually really liked from Gossip Girl were Chuck and Blair, of course, Dan and Serena, and I actually liked Nate and Jenny for the little time we got them. I actually did like them, and they were a couple with a lot of potential, which I'll mention in my Jenny video. But there you have it, really, why I don't like season 5. It was boring. It was too slow. There was really no storylines, no really engaging storylines, and too many episodes. So that's just how I feel. If you actually like this season, please tell me what you like about it, because to me, I can't watch it. I can't. Whenever I do a Gossip Girl rewatch, I would skip season 5 and go straight to season 6. So that's how I feel. My next video will be on why I think season 6 is actually a good season, and I'll see you guys next time.